Hello and welcome to, I wouldn't even say an episode, this is designed for patrons. Patrons that have been super supportive this whole time with the channel. Love you guys, love, love, love. And I want to make these behind the scenes videos to show you what's going on. And this one episode I think I'm going to release to the regular channel a couple of days after I release it to you, the patrons, because I'm going to be talking about my iMac Pro that's in the other room there. Super exciting, love that computer, and I know a lot of people, when I made that episode about I'm upgrading my computer to do 4K editing, they've been sending me messages, have you liked the computer? Are you going to do an episode about your afterthoughts about having it for X number of months now? I got it in January, so 3 or 4 months. So yes, this episode's going to incorporate that too. So I'm going to send it to the patrons first, and I promised you I'd start doing this. And in the future, these will be just for patrons, more about our thoughts and things we're planning to do. And if we're trying to make a decision about something, we'll do a quick video to patrons, and they won't go out to everybody else. So look forward to that. But this one, I'm going to do to both. So first of all, let me just show you my, oh, and I'm doing this with a gimbal, so when I triple click, you're going to hear some clicking. And it turns around. So this is where I will be shooting when I need to do an intro at home, or with my new channel, Average Tech Fan. This is where I'm going to be filming. Why here? Because you get all this natural light. My tripod's going to be there, and this is just my new slider to do those slider shots. And this table will be where I put products that I'm reviewing. If I need extra light, I've got a light on a stand here. I have a light on a stand here. And I have another kind of hair light back here behind me. But during the daytime, there's so much light that comes out of this window that you don't need a lot of exterior lights. Anyways, so this is the setup. And there's just a mirror shot to show you the gimbal I'm using. My Crane M, which I love. But most importantly, I'm going to try and shoot this video all in one take. So let's get into the office and show you what this is all about. So first of all, there is the iMac Pro, which I love. And there's my secondary screen. So this is a 5K 27-inch screen here. And over here is a 36-inch wide, ultra wide curved screen. This one I had before I got the iMac Pro. This was the screen I was using to edit with when I was editing with my MacBook laptop, my MacBook Pro. So I'll go through that in a second, but let's talk about some of the other things that are here in the office. Let's just say that's just a globe. We love to dream about where we're going. This one's unmarked. This is what, over here, this one is the one that is marked up. Okay, let's just take some time with this because I'm sure some of you are really curious about how we're going to go around the world when we eventually do. I know we've talked about it many times about how we're going to sell our house, our cars, our motorcycle, everything, and then travel around the world. So let's start with our home stomping ground. We live here in Ottawa. Woo, Ottawa. Yep. And it's snow on the ground in April, which never happens, but it's happening this year. But that's not just us, that's everybody in the northern United States as well. It's just crazy this year. Where's global warming when you want it, right? So we'll probably buy a boat somewhere around here because, well, it's just closer to drive to go look at it. You're not going to know for sure you want a boat till you've really had a chance to go, take it for a test sail or to really give it the once over. So we'll probably buy in Florida or the Caribbean. So that's probably where we'll start this big loop. And as you can tell from this map on the wall, we've marked it up. So we have plans. So buy here, spend 6 months to a year traveling around the Caribbean. And then we have 1 or 2 choices depending on when we decide we want to leave the Caribbean. If we leave in a certain time of the year, we'll do one loop which goes over to Europe and then down into the Med and then blah, blah, blah. But we'll go the other route first to explain it. So assuming we're in the Caribbean and we decide we want to start our world tour, we're going to go down here to Panama, go through the Panama Canal, go down to the Galapagos Islands, go the 3,000 nautical miles across to Marquesas, French Polynesia, blah, 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 the gajillion islands there. We literally could spend a year here, but due to hurricane / cyclone season, we may have to like duck out to New Zealand or something, but who knows? So we'll spend a long time in the Polynesian islands. I have to jump over here because of course the map is cut in the wrong spot for this. Okay, we come across here and we hit the Solomon Islands. Then we'll go down to New Zealand, across to Australia, spend some time in Australia. We're just drawing the eastern coast of Australia, but we might go all the way around Australia. We could spend an entire year in Australia. It sounds like a beautiful place to be. Then we're going to go up to Papua New Guinea and across into the Philippines, Manila, hit China if we can, if we're able to get into China. I don't know how hard it is to get into China, but Taiwan, Shanghai, and South Korea, Japan, And then we're going to go back across east. Sorry for jumping around, but that's just the way the map is cut. And we hit Hawaii. And from Hawaii, we want to hit the Pacific side of the United States and Canada. We've never been there. Well, I've been to California once or twice, but Janice has never been there. We've never been there by boat. So our plan is to eventually get up in here into Western Canada, Vancouver, Victoria, and definitely that's a must hit for us because we're Canadian. We'll probably be missing home by this point, and we want to hit that. And then we'll make our way back south along the western coast of the United States, maybe going down all the way through the western coast of Mexico. At some point, we have to have a jumping off point, and we'll either jump off to Galapagos Island again, or we'll jump straight across to the Marquesas again, French Polynesia again, hit whatever islands we didn't hit the first time, and then do this whole part again, because we're gonna, anything we missed the first time, we're gonna hit the second time, whether we go back to New Zealand and across to, I forget what that thing, Tanzania. Anyways, we might hit that again, or if we've already hit it the first time, we might not. But this is where the red line was the first loop, and now the blue line's where we continue. So the second time, we won't go back through Asia again. We're going to go across here through Jakarta, Vietnam, Thailand, Burma. We want to hit the Maldives, so we might hit Sri Lanka. We want to hit the Seychelles. Then we want to hit Madagascar. Then we want to go South Africa. And then take one of two options to get across. Oh, in case you're wondering, we have no interest in going through the Pirate Alley and the Suez Canal. We just no interest in doing that. So, and we're going to go, I'll talk to you in a second, we're going to get to the Mediterranean a different way. So we're going to go across from South Africa, one of two choices. We either the southern route, which either means we hit this little island here, Tristan da Cunha. Anyways, I don't have the lights bright enough in this room to really read it, but go across and hit Argentina, and then go up the coast of Brazil, or take the northern route, which goes from South Africa to St. Helena, and then across to Rio de Janeiro, and then go up the coast of Brazil. But if we do that northern route, we probably will never hit Argentina, and I think Argentina would be cool to check out. So I'm gonna probably lean towards the southern route so we can catch more islands or more countries on the way north. And then that'll bring us back to the Caribbean, which we'll have already probably experienced, but we can definitely enjoy it again for another season. And then go north, and at some point, either northern United States or Halifax or St. John's, Newfoundland, and Canada, we jump off and we hit this island, the Azores, which is sort of the stopover point on the way across the Atlantic. And then we hit northern Europe. Now, depending on what time we get there, the season might be kind of short. So we may not be able to hit everything we want, which means I think we duck south into the southern Mediterranean. And then in the next spring, we head back north and hit whatever countries in northern Europe we haven't hit already. And then when it gets cold again, come back into the Med a second time, hit whatever areas we didn't hit. So we've gone to Northern Europe twice and the Mediterranean twice before we finally leave. And then we're going to do the route I just took on that 50-foot catamaran. We're going to hit the Canary Islands, Cape Verde, and then go across and hit into the Caribbean again, which is, I consider this our stomping ground. This is sort of where we'll spend most of our sailing life, is in the Caribbean. But we definitely want to go around the world at least once. It's just once you get back here again, do you really want to go through the Panama Canal again and do all this? I mean, that's why when we go the first time through, we're going to definitely want to hit everything we want to hit, to experience everything we want to experience, because we may never ever hit these areas ever again. Okay, hopefully you've enjoyed that little bit of what we plan to do in the future with our trip, but let's get on to what a lot of you want to know about, is how this computer has worked out. So this part, everybody seems to want to know how I enjoy editing on this. So let's just go to Final Cut Pro, which is the software I use to edit. And here's an episode I'm using, or I'm editing right now. So this is the way the screen's laid out for me. So I have my Final Cut Pro here, and then all my folders where I pick stuff from to go into Final Cut Pro are here. So what happens is, if I'm looking for a song, I can come over here, just click on it, and then when I hit the space bar, it previews it. Well, or I accidentally hit the play button in the middle, which I didn't mean to do. So if you just highlight it and then you hit space bar, it previews the song for you. And then you hit space bar again and it goes away. So once you know you like a song, then you can drag it over here and put it in your either your library or right onto your timeline. And the same with your videos. So if I go to, I don't know, Duck Island here. When you click on a video and you hit spacebar, boom, you get the preview. So that way you can decide if it's something you want to drag across or not. There's no point in dragging every clip you've got off your camera in here, because let's face it, some of them are not good. Some of them were stuff that you started recording and realized something was wrong and you turned it off. So it saves you a lot of space on your library if you don't drag everything possible over into Final Cut. You only drag over the clips that are good. And then this last one here is just I usually leave this third page open to internet, so if I need to Google something I'm not 100% sure of, I Google it, or in this case I've got the YouTube creator page open, and this is where I comment to all my video comments. So as I'm editing, if I see a new comment came in, I'll come here and I'll respond to it. So that's why I'm pretty damn good. I think I can respond to like 99% of the comments that come in. Anything that you guys ask me, or even if you just say I love your video, I usually respond. You can see my little logo there under every one. So don't think that I don't read them, because I do, and if you send me something with a question, I will definitely answer your question. Okay, so that's that. So I think that's it. Oh, the only thing I wanted to show you too is my drones. This drone is the original drone that kind of started the channel. I bought this drone in December of 2015, and man, that's not that long ago, but it is like a dinosaur now. I have not even turned this thing on in forever. Look at the size of it. This is as small as it gets. This is, no props on it. So this is as small as this thing will travel. And when I travel with this, to make sure it doesn't get damaged, I have to put it in this case, which is absolutely huge. I mean, it's like a suitcase, and that's what it fits in if I need to travel with it. There's the controller in the back. You can see how big this thing is. And those are the batteries back there. I haven't used this thing in forever. I'm thinking of doing an episode where I take Janice out and she gets to fly a drone. And if she crashes this one, I'm not too concerned. But I bought this in 2015. I started filming sailing and different anchorages we were at, and then somebody said, you should start a YouTube channel, because I was putting it on Facebook at first and people liked it, so they said start a channel. And then this is the drone I bought about a year ago now. This is the Macbook Pro, and it just shows you 2 years ago, 1 year ago, how the technology improved so much. So this is the way the Mavic looks when it's in its smallest form, its travel form. And this is put that down there for now. This is the case that holds everything. The Mavic folded up, extra batteries, the charging cords, everything fits in this one little tiny Pelican case, which is so much smaller than what I used to have to deal with. And then over here, there's another gimbal. That's the biggest gimbal I have. It's called the Beholder DS1. It can hold a big camera like my GH5. And then these other ones down here are for smaller ones. The Crane M is the one I'm using right now with my vlog camera, my Canon G7X Mark II. I also have an Osmo Mobile 2 for our phones. Just so you know though, this Crane M says it can do up to 680 grams. Well, my GH4 with the smallest lens I can find, like a pretty basic lens, weighs just a little bit over that, and I've been able to easily use my Crane M with my GH4. Why would I even need it? Well, GH4 does not have in-body image stabilization. The GH5 does. So with that one, whenever I was filming myself, every little handshake showed up on the video. So a gimbal is definitely something that's important with a camera that doesn't have IBIS. This one has IBIS, so it minimizes the shake, but it's still not super smooth when you're panning if you're doing it by hand. So that's why a gimbal would be even good for that. But the Crane M is too small for this one. So if I want to use this camera on a gimbal, I have to use the Beholder, which is a big honkin' gimbal. Also, I have my usual cameras I use for the water, which is my GoPro Hero 5, and I had a GoPro 3 and a GoPro 2. Only the 2 works now. The GoPro 3 broke, and that's that. So that is my office, and that's it. So hopefully you enjoyed it. To my patrons, much love. You guys rock. And to my just general viewers who will eventually get this episode, thanks for watching. Give it a like, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Also, if you want more gear review stuff about all these things I'm showing you, subscribe to my other channel, which is going to be gear review only. It's called Average Tech Fan. So hopefully I see you there as well. Until next time, this is Craig signing off, and hope you have an awesome day. I was going to say safe cruising, but we're not cruising. Talk to you later.